YouTube, how's it going? Rob, Chain Ranch Homestead. We're out in the woods. Right now I'm on my neighbor's property, or the original, well, not the original, the owner of the house a few years before us. He still owns this section of woods. I'm allowed to get any dead wood down on the ground for firewood. So we're out here, the dog's out here with me, and I just came across some, so let's start this with some meat. All right, folks, so we came across a feather, more than likely turkey, because there's a couple small ones there. So Riggs isn't keeping everyone out. There's still turkeys around. There's Riggs over there. He's checking around. He's laying deposits and scenting. There has been a bear back here before. But yeah, still nice, still green back here. We're gonna see if we can find some down logs. I don't know how well this is gonna work because I still have the deck on the lawnmower. Usually I take it off to come back here because I don't own a four-wheeler. I don't own a side-by-side. It's just not in the budget. So I use that for everything. But hopefully we don't get stuck, but we'll find some logs. I think I see a log over there. Take a look at what we can find, because we're going to start pulling out here later this month, next month, and it's going to be firewood season. Well, can't drive the tractor over this, but this is a runoff ditch. This is the ditch that runs along our property line, but there's a log over there. See how rotten it is. Well, seems to be an oak. Pretty decent size. Woodpecker holes or insect holes. Doesn't look too bad. Off to a branch. A couple others. This is probably usable. Looks like it's from a standing dead. I cannot take down the standing dead because that's not part of my agreement. But that's a lot of wood right there. But this log's on the ground, so we can have it. Yeah, that's deer. Today's a Sunday. We're supposed to have rain all week, so that bed will start to fill up. And the deer will probably come in when Riggs is not around to get a drink. We'll see what else we can find. I'm going to go through that. I have an area that I can go through. Hopefully, I know for sure there's got to be at least two more down. That's a really nice looking feather. Very cool. Okay, we found another dead one down. It looks pretty gnarly. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. Got some shrooms. Lots of mushrooms growing right now. The bark's coming off. This and that. Bugs on me. Let's see here. It's probably a little rotten up towards the top, but hopefully we'll get some wood out of it. I don't know. But it's not a big tree, that's for sure. It's gotta be an oak of some sort. Well, I used my app and it says it's a silver maple. It'd be nice if it's maple. Standing dead maple. I cut that up soon here. Split it. It'll be good for this winter still. You know, it should be dry. At least under 20%. See if we can find something else. I've never found so many feathers. I've been coming back in these woods for 3 years now. I never find as many feathers as I've have today. This is kind of a neat thing. Find a lot of deer tracks too. Some other stuff. I know there's some minks back here, usually along the stream bed, but I haven't seen any tracks for them. I know Riggs comes back here time to time. But, yeah, let's see if we can find some other things. Alright, I think I filmed this earlier this year. Those are clearly some maple trees down. Pretty sure I did that. And it took down a standing dead. There's some decent wood here. We'll get this down. We'll cut this up. I cut to about 3 inches. And I'll still throw that in the boiler. Because it's a boiler. It doesn't care if it's a branch or what. As long as it's got a little bit of value in it, we'll burn it. There's a decent amount of wood here. One thing I find myself doing is always looking up. Don't need a widow maker, but there's some. Not a lot right now, but I'm really surprised on the amount of not down trees in the property right now, because we've had some big storms. And usually when you get one tree go, it takes a couple with it. But clearly it hasn't this year. There's a big old rotted log, which we're not going to bother with because it's rotten. There's a couple of them. These were probably all down before I lived at the property, or they were standing dead and they've been down for a year or so. They're pretty nasty. We'll let those go. No need to cut those up. Okay, I know I filmed this one before, earlier this year. This is a red oak, and it has 1 burl, 2 burls on it, and it was uprooted. It's got a little mushroom growth, a little spalting on it. It's probably been down. I know it's been down for about a year or close to. It wasn't down last year. So this had to go down during one of the winter storms. It was probably standing dead. So I'll cut this up this year. We'll check it out, see where it's at on the moisture meter, but this might be good to go this year. But yeah, then there's that maple, big long maple there. So you can tell this land's been logged out a long time ago. And the guy who owns it now is big into don't use any forestry practices, like don't clear out some big old growth. Don't sell it off to the lumber mill. Just let it grow, and when it dies, it falls. But there's a lot of small trees in here that really could use some of these big growths cut down and allow the smaller trees to grow. I would like to get this because it's part of the original homestead, and it'd just be nice to have it. I wouldn't come in here and clear cut this place, that's for sure. But I would definitely remove some big old growth. Like, it's kind of like, hey, we got some small trees. They'll grow better if we get some light in here. Now, I'll give you a little peek. So you can see that big oak goes way up, and you got one standing dead next to it, which never took off. And then you got this small little, what is that, hickory tree? And then there's a maple right there next to it. So that oak tree gets taken down, those two grow. This old gnarly whatever it is, broken branches and everything, it's all twisted. It's a maple. Holy cow. Look at that. Another feather. There's a burl on the side of this tree. There's multiple burls from being cut off. But it's all twisted. I mean, that's That's a piece of curly maple right there with some burl. But, you know, there's just some old growth that just needs to kind of be cleared out. I mean, it'd be nice to have that maple tree grow instead of being a 2-inch round and end up dying because there's a red oak. And there's plenty of red oak in here. I mean, you can't see them all, but there's a big oak. There's actually a cherry tree right there. There's hardly any cherries in here. There's some oaks over there. Well, I forgot to push record. I don't know what it's saying, but pretty much about how back here there's pretty much hickory, oak, and some yellow buckeye. There's very little cherry back here. I think there's one walnut tree, which, you know, old farm, you don't want walnuts because it stuns growth, but not only that, it's poisonous. And when I mean poisonous, it's poisonous to livestock, especially horses. And this farmstead was around with horses at one time, so they probably got rid of most of the walnut trees except by the house. It's the only place we have walnut trees. We have 3 of them. I have a bunch of little saplings on the ground. I let them grow. Then I mow them down, but I have another one in an old garden box. I'm tempted to let grow, but I'll probably end up cutting it out. But I don't really see much more back here. We're going to take one more look. I haven't caught it all. I kind of got to keep the property line straight. But I know if I go in other property that is to the east of us, they're not going to get mad if I'm just walking through and looking. But the guy to the west shouldn't either. And he was forested out last year. But I see something going on here. We got some leaners. There's quite a few leanings around, which are dangerous as can be. It's not windy today, but those can come crashing down. This one's starting to uproot. It's still live, but I wouldn't want to be around it when it comes out. But here's something neat. How life just keeps moving on. Literally branch to branch sucked itself together. Right there again. So it's split. Combine it. Goes all the way up and twist. That's just some of the amazing things you find back here. But I think that's it. I don't see any more really down logs. I think there's maybe one more. I got some other places to check, but I think I'm gonna quit here. I'm rambling, doing whatever. So I'm gonna let you all go. Remember to like, share, subscribe. Leave a comment down below. It really helps the algorithm with Google. I know I need to get onto burl work and firewood to keep some subscribers because they've come over from a firewood channel. We'll get to that. We're going to get to it soon. And it's coming up on that season. So talk to you later all. See ya. Bye.